It's the Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine podcast, and I'm Janet Blair. Each week, I sit down with one of my girlfriends, whether it be
Teresa, Natalie,
Carrie,
Kristen,
Tara,
Stephanie.
We talk about whatever.
We completely restore this trailer.
Fry people's faces off as a bad Mexican.
I don't understand the competition that goes on between women.
Two girls and a bottle of wine. Over a glass of wine, bottle of wine, or sometimes a couple bottles of wine. Join in on Facebook at facebook.com/2girlsandabottle-of-wine. Don't miss us. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Hello, I'm Janet.
And I'm Kim.
And we are Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine.
Because men like boobs.
And girls like wine. It is another Skype edition of Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine. I feel like I'm getting comfortable.
Yay.
And yes, finally I have been able to reach out to Kim Eden, who is an awesome listener and a friend. And I told her a long time ago that once I got the Skype thing down, that I would be calling her. And that's what we're doing.
Yes, you did.
I prepared you. I don't think you believed me, though.
No, I didn't. I got that text, and it took a while to respond. So I went ahead, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I like to talk. It may not be what people want to hear, but I like to talk.
And that's the good thing. Who cares if people want to hear it? Someone does.
We have a complete different lifestyle and the things that we do versus what you do, and that's what makes the world go around.
Right. And when you say we, you're talking about your partner in crime, Mark.
Yes, he is my partner in crime, Mark. He's my best friend. He's everything we do together. And pretty much if we can't do it, we don't do it at all. So we have fun. That's what life's about.
And if you're friends with her on Facebook or follow her on Facebook, you'll see that they are constantly having fun. Even when you're at work, you look like you're having fun.
Always fun. I love my job. I think I live for it, because without my job, we couldn't have the fun we have. And yeah, we're always doing something, things that we would never imagine that we would ever do. So, yeah.
And we're going to delve into the Mark and Kim love story in just a moment. But first, let's talk about where you live and the title I have given you. Because you don't live in Colorado. You don't live in Kentucky where Petra is. Where do you live?
We live in El Reno, Oklahoma. And it's been on the map, and we're about 30 miles west of Oklahoma City. So just pretty much Tornado Alley, and tornadoes aren't prejudiced. They'll hit anywhere. They don't care. They don't have friends. They'll hit anywhere. But, we live west enough that they start to build west of us, and then they'll just continue to go. Now, if they go north, fine, south, fine, whatever, it's been a bad week. So.
And it's been a bad few years, but maybe it's just because of Facebook that I have realized. Has it always been this way in Oklahoma? Were you in that area?
We didn't even have a warning. We did not have a spring at all last year. Year before last, in 2013, we did, and that's when it came through El Reno and did a lot of damage, actually everywhere. But it did come through here. So,
is that the year that Moore, Oklahoma, was really flattened?
Yeah, it was just there. We've had I don't know, over a dozen since Wednesday.
Oh, my goodness.
And not here. It's been north and south of us and east, and thankfully not here. But we have had over 9 inches of rain since Wednesday.
So lots of flooding, I'm sure, because it's flat.
We've got more than enough. Yeah.
Yes.
So
the April showers have carried over to May, and they can go away, right?
Yes, and they've drowned out our May flowers. So, Yep. Anyway.
Wow. I think growing up, I always heard about Tornado Alley, and I was in Southwest Missouri, so we were on the very edge of it, so we didn't see as much as you see. But yes. I heard about Tornado Alley, and I don't think until social media and until I connected with people like yourself that were actually there in Tornado Alley that I really realized how intense it is. It's like every afternoon I'll be scrolling through Facebook, and if it's springtime, you're posting about another tornado that's in the area, and that is just wow.
They just pop up. That's the thing. Our newscasters, our weather people are pretty good that they can if it's going to be really bad, they'll let us know a week ahead of time. And, if people aren't forewarned by then I don't know what to tell them, because it's serious. So we've had so many friends that have lost homes, and thankfully we have not, but it's come through close to our property, Mark's folks' property. The homestead is north of town, and it's gone through there, and it just doesn't, it goes where it wants to go.
It does. Mother Nature has way too much power.
It does. She's evil.
Yes. So I have crowned you the Tornado Alley Queen. Is that okay?
Oh,
because you keep us.
I think it's appropriate.
It is, and you keep us here. I know, we have a mutual friend, Kenny Mace. You keep us informed of what's happening in Tornado Alley. So that's why you are our Tornado Alley Queen.
Yes, it is appropriate. Yeah, Kenny's pretty cool. If I'm not paying attention, he's good to
let you know,
inform me. Yeah, he's been really good about that too. So it's appreciated when we're busy, and there they are. That's how fast it happens.
Yikes! And you posted recently about a tornado that wasn't really even talked about. Tell us about that. You say your newscasters and your weather people are great, but what happened with that situation?
Well,
I want to know more.
I really don't know what happened with it, but I do know for a fact that was we were on the verge of having a tornado warning. I was ready to either go back to the police department. I mean, because we're pretty secure there, and that's where we go. We just go back down there, and I was standing there waiting, and they said that there was a tornado that was out around Canton, which is going to be northwest of us. And if it was going to be moving whichever direction it was, I knew that it was going to be coming this way. And that was it. There was a tornado on the ground, and there was nothing else said about it. So I started looking through Facebook, and there were people that were sharing stories about how they lived in that area, and there was no mention of it at all. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't after the initial call, because I heard it. I don't know. It was just lost in that was the day that there were tornadoes everywhere, and it doesn't make up for it. It doesn't make it okay, but those were lives. Those were lives that
right.
It could have been bad.
Right.
So
well, thankfully it wasn't.
No.
But when you posted that, I was like, oh my gosh, they've got enough stress, and now they have to worry about tornadoes that are happening that aren't even being talked about.
That aren't being, yes, not after the first initial tornado warning on the ground, and I heard that. And then after that was it. So yeah, it's kind of scary.
You lived in Colorado for some time, and there is a difference, I feel, when it comes to Colorado and warnings as opposed to Missouri and Oklahoma. Because growing up, a tornado watch meant that conditions were favorable. A tornado warning meant that it was spotted, maybe not on the ground, but it was spotted. Is that how it is in Oklahoma?
Yes. That is how it is here. Somewhere along the way, I missed the memo when they changed it to a tornado emergency, which I have not Googled that. I didn't find out. I don't even know what it means.
Wow.
It's either a tornado warning or it's not.
Right.
I don't know what a tornado emergency is.
There's a tornado or there isn't.
Yeah.
It's black and white,
looked
right?
up to see what that means. But, yeah, we pretty well do get warnings, and they're going to let us know. And so we have so many weather apps on our phone. I was at my folks last night, and my sister, my brother-in-law, Mark, myself, we have all these weather apps. Our phones were going off like birds in heat or whatever. They were just all going off and sounded for floods and for thunderstorm warnings and tornado watches. And so we have a lot of weather apps. I just like that phrase,
birds in heat, like birds in heat. I love it.
Yes, that's what it sounded. That's what it sounded like. They were just chirping everywhere. But yeah, it's different than Colorado.
Colorado has warnings all the time, and there's no tornadoes. When I first moved here, I'm like, oh my God, there's a tornado warning. Oh my God, we should take shelter. And they're like, what?
But where's it at?
Yeah.
Well, we lived in Longmont and Frederick, so that is farther out towards Fort Lupton and that area, and that seems to be where they come from.
Yes.
And that just seems to be their little alley that they take. So,
yeah.
But it seems like, they just don't really get you guys got hit a lot last year. You guys took what we did not get.
And we didn't get a lot of tornadoes. There were some, not in comparison, like when you look at our tornado numbers and yours, but we got the hail and that stuff. I woke up this morning to about 8 inches of snow, broken trees in our backyard. So we deal with that, but no tornadoes really. the hail and snow in May is not our friends.
No, it needs to be over. And we're about finished with. Well, it's supposed to be good today, and I think Monday and Tuesday's fine. Wednesday, it's supposed to start up. Thursday, Friday might, I don't know, maybe rain. But if we get past today, we should be okay.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That was going to be something
keep them quiet.
I wanted to hear the Kim Eden story, but first I'll ask you. You are definitely a dog person, correct?
I have my little brats. Yes.
Who are your fur babies?
I have Little Guy and Cinnamon are min pins. They'll be 7 in November. And then I had a girlfriend that had a Chihuahua. Her Chihuahua came up expecting, and she asked if I wanted one. Well, we really didn't, but she's also a baker, so she does all of our baking and our bakery needs, whatever. Anyway, she does that. Well, we went out there to pick up a cake for the grandson's birthday, and we seen this thing that was about the size of a chapstick. So, yeah, when she was born. So we said, okay, fine. So that's Emma. Emma was a year old in March.
And was she the runt?
No, that's just the size they are.
Oh,
Emma's,
wow.
She's about 9 pounds now. She's a big Chihuahua, but she is a cat trapped in a dog's body. She does not need love, attention, affection. Don't touch me. Don't mess with me. Just feed me, water me, and leave me alone.
Oh, that's funny.
She's very, very strange. So those are our 3 inside, and they're my kids. They are spoiled. Mm-hmm. And we have our one outside dog. He's a watchdog, and he's very, very old, and he stays outside. His name is Davidson, and yeah, they're my babies.
What does Davidson watch for?
He's pretty protective of anything that's outside of our fence. So, like
animals,
he has
people?
Different barks.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
We live on the railroad tracks, and so we have railroad tracks. The railroad runs behind our house about 50 feet. So he has different barks. We know an animal bark. We know a critter bark. We know a person bark. We know what kind of bark.
That's amazing.
It needs to be alerted to. Yeah.
See, our dogs just bark at anything that moves outside the window that they can see. And when Steve is traveling, it scares the bejesus out of me. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, it's just UPS.
Yeah. Yes. We have a doggy door, so they're in and out whenever they want. They hear things and they go. Obviously, they were all laying right here, being patient and quiet. And Mark came in and they took off. But yeah, It was
a great segue into your animal world.
To my animal, I love their pains. Yeah, it's pretty exciting around here. Cinnamon and the Little Guy each got a possum Thursday night.
Oh, heavens.
And we've had so much rain, they're trying to get, like I said, we're on the railroad tracks, so we get critters, we get animals. And anyway, we got 2 possums last night and a bird yesterday. And
snakes?
Yeah,
they're snakes?
pretty. Yes, Cinnamon's brought a snake to me.
No. No.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good catchers. Yeah,
that's good, and they protect you. That's good too.
Yes, they could kill them and leave them where they are. They don't have to bring them.
Right. They want to show mommy and daddy.
Yes, their prize. Yep, they do.
And do you have human children?
Do I have what?
Human children?
Well, yes.
Okay, let's talk about those. It's Mother's Day. You're taking time out of your Mother's Day to talk to me on this podcast.
Yes, I do have human children. I have a daughter. She's 26. My son's 28. And
you have adorable children in your life.
And I love my kids. They're big. They're grown up. My daughter has one grandson for me, and my son has 2 girls and a boy. And then I have a step granddaughter, Aubrey. She's 11. So
you have lots of people to love.
Yes. Mark has a son and a daughter, 24 and 26, and then 3 granddaughters from his kids.
Wow.
So we have a whole litter of grandkids.
Lots of Christmas presents to buy for.
Lots of kids.
Yes. I see pictures on Facebook, but I never really broke it down. And Glenda is your sister, correct?
Yes.
And
yes.
she and I are Facebook friends. She seems really awesome as well.